Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to Last Raps Baseball's live coverage of Major League Baseball. Today, we are bringing you from Comerica Park, the Cleveland Guardians and the Detroit Tigers. This is the first of a doubleheader, and we are going to get right after it straight away and bring you the starting lineups as we move along. It'll be Garrett Hill on the mound making his Major League debut for the Tigers, and the first pitch of his big league career is a fastball that misses outside to Stephen Kwan for ball one, and the count is 1-0. It'll be Juan Rosario and Jose Ramirez here to face the rookie right-hander, who's getting the nod in his debut here today. And here's the second pitch from Hill, and it is a fastball. Take it for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. Hill is a rookie who was originally drafted by the Detroit Tigers in the 26th round of the 2018 draft from San Diego State University. And there is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-1 on Kwan. So 2 balls and 1 strike. The Tigers have been besieged by injuries this year. There's been a number of pitchers who've made their Major League debut for the Tigers. Hill is in that mix with, of course, Bo Brisky and Joey Wentz. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right center field. Drifting over on it is the center fielder, Riley Green. He's going to match. And that is going to retire Kwan for the first out of the ball game. 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Ahmed Rosario. For Rosario on the season, he's batting .289. He's got 3 homers and 23 runs batted in. He has been one of the table setters for the Guardians. He's been able to get on base and use his speed effectively to create some havoc on the base paths. The Guardians are one of the better running teams in the league. They feature a couple of players in double digits with stolen bases and a few that are approaching that mark as well. And here's the first pitch from Hill. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. It's going to reach the seats over on the first base side. And the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Ahmed Rosario. It's a beautiful day at Comerica Park. The sun is shining, but it is hot and humid. Both of these teams in their interdivision matchup. And there is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-1. Are used to this kind of weather. At game time, it is 89 degrees and sunny. The wind is blowing from right to left at 9 miles per hour. So Hill rocks into the motion and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-1 to Rosario. The home plate umpire for today's game is Eric Backus. The first base umpire is Adam Beck. Chad Fairchild is working second base. And Trip Gibson is in the rocking chair. He's got third base today. So Hill gets the sign from his catcher, Barnhart, and he's ready to go to work. He rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. This is lifted high and shallow into left center field. Moving back on it is the shortstop, Javier Baez. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to retire Rosario for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that is going to bring up the designated hitter, Jose Ramirez. For Ramirez on the season, he's batting .292. He's got 16 homers and 63 runs batted in. He is one of the best players offensively in the game, but not just with his bat. He also runs the bases well. He's got himself 12 stolen bases on the season, and he has a pretty good glove defensively. And there is a breaking ball delivered from Garrett Hill that catches the lower part of the plate for strike 1, and the count is 0-1 to Ramirez. Hill getting the sign from his catcher, Barnhart, and he's ready to go back to work. He rocks into the motion, and he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is now 1-1 to Ramirez. Hill looks very comfortable in his early going here. He got the call earlier in the week from Lloyd McClendon, the manager in Toledo. Called him into his office, let him know that he was going to the big leagues. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 2-1. At first, he thought it was just a post-game or a post-workout recap. Wanted to chat with him a little bit about that, as most managers will do with their players. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 3-1 on Ramirez. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Hill gets the sign from the catcher, Barnhart, and now he shakes him off. And now we've got to go back to work again here as Hill rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on it. Is popped up over on the left side of the infield. Drifting over is Jamar Candelario. He's got lots of room and space. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to retire Ramirez, and that will do it here for the Guardians in their first inning. They had no runs in the inning. There were no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are through a half inning. It is the Guardians nothing, the Tigers nothing. And we have the hobbyist in the house, so we welcome you for being in here today and keeping us company. And a happy 4th of July to everybody else that's listening in. We'll be back in 30 seconds, everybody, with the lineup for the Detroit Tigers. Hold tight, everybody. We'll be back after this.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Appreciate you there, Steve. And we're going to give you the starting lineup for the Detroit Tigers. Leading off and playing in center field, wearing number 31 is Riley Green. Hitting second in right field, wearing number 9 is Willie Castro. Batting third and playing shortstop, wearing number 28 is Javier Baez. And the cleanup spot and doing the designated hitting is Miguel Cabrera. Batting fifth and playing third base, wearing number 46 is Jamar Candelario. Batting sixth and in left field, wearing number 8 is Robbie Grossman. Cody Clemens gets the start today at first base. He wears number 21, and he bats seventh. Batting eighth is the second baseman wearing number 7, Jonathan Scope. And batting ninth and catching will be Tucker Barnhart, and he's wearing number 15. And the Tigers are going to be facing Zach Plesac today, who brings a 2-5 record to the hill with a 3.86 earned run average. And that is who the Tigers will be squaring off against here. So Green, Castro, and Baez to get things going in the top of the first for the Tigers. Riley Green batting .292 on the season with a homer and 3 RBIs. He got his first big league home run on Saturday night when he walked off the Kansas City Royals. It was a back-to-back execution with 2 out in the ninth inning, as Victor Reyes had homered before to tie the game, and Green homered to walk it off. It was a backbreaker for the Royals for sure. So that is going to bring Green to the plate as he faces Zach Plesac. Plesac is making his 15th start of the season. We saw him last week against the Minnesota Twins where he was effective. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Riley Green. Green currently has a 5-game hitting streak going for the Tigers. There's a fastball that misses off the outside corner, and the count is 2-0. Much like the entire Tiger Ball Club yesterday, the Tigers only had 9 hits, and each of the starters all had 1. And here's the 2-0 offering to Green. It's a fastball that misses low, and the count goes to 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes. It is the July 4th weekend, and there's a lot of stars and stripes everywhere all around the field, specifically on the players. And you look at some of the players, they got batting gloves, they've got hats, all commemorating the 4th of July, and there's a fastball that misses outside. That is going to be ball 4 to Riley Green as he's drawn himself a walk. And that is going to bring up the right fielder today, Willie Castro. For Willie Castro on the season, he's hitting .262. He's got a couple of homers and 14 RBIs. This is his second tour up with the big club this year. He began the season in Detroit, got sent down to Toledo, had to rejig himself, and now he's back up and in the lineup. So Plesac working from the stretch. He checks the runner, and now he fires over, and diving back in time safely is the base runner Green. Castro hitting from the left side. This is his 55th ball game of the year for the Tigers. And here's the offering from Plesac. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded through the 4-hole, past the diving first baseman and the outstretched arms of Josh Naylor. And Riley Green is going to go first to third, and Willie Castro is going to have a single against his former organization. And that is going to be put runners on the corners with nobody out, and that'll bring Javier Baez to the plate. It was to note that Willie Castro was acquired by the Tigers a few years ago in a trade for Leonis Martin. He came over as a lower-level minor league prospect, and here he is with the first at-bat of the game, delivering a base hit against his former organization. And now that puts runners on the corners with Baez stepping to the dish. Baez, batting .212 on the season, has 7 homers and 26 RBIs. And here's the first offering from Plesac. It is a breaking ball that is swung on wildly, and the count is 0-1 to Baez. Javier Baez has the big knock on him is his lack of plate discipline. He has this season 65 strikeouts in 250 at-bats. But it's the stretches where he just swings wildly at pitches. There's another pitch that's a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count is 0-2. Don't know if Baez has a 2-strike approach, but we're going to see it right now. Yes, for a 3-hole hitter or somebody who should be making the most consistent contact, that is not something that Baez has done this season for Detroit. Now here comes the 0-2 offering from Plesac. They're setting up a way to Baez. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 1-2. It's a very similar pattern to what we saw Plesac throw against the Twins. He's really relying heavily early on his breaking balls. He didn't establish his fastballs against the Twins in the first inning, and when we saw him play in the first couple innings, really was going to his off-speed stuff, and that seems to be a similar pattern here today. Here comes the 1-2 pitch, and that is a breaking ball that is waved at and missed, and Baez is gone on strikes for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the designated hitter, Miguel Cabrera. It can be sometimes painful watching Javi Baez swing the bat. As we mentioned before, he absolutely was carved up there by Plesac. Anything to put the ball in play probably would have cashed them a run in. As long as it wasn't to the third baseman, anything on the infield would have scored the run. They might have even had a double play. But here comes Miguel Cabrera to the plate. And stepping off the mound and wiping his brow off is Plesac, and we're going to do this all over again. So Cabrera digs in. He's batting .300 now on the season. He's got 3 homers and 25 RBIs. The power just isn't there anymore for the big fella. There's the first pitch. It is a fastball down in the dirt. It is blocked by the catcher, Luke Maley, but squirts away from him, and getting down to second base is Willie Castro. It's going to go down as a wild pitch. So 1 ball and no strikes to Cabrera. Cabrera's power has disappeared in his latter part of his career. A surefire Hall of Famer. Only 3 home runs this season so far. He had 15 last year. He had 10 the year before. In 2016, he hit 38 homers, but that is almost a distant memory. He has only had 16 in his best season since. There's a fastball swung on it. It's chopped up the middle, and it's going to get through for a base hit single past the diving Andreas Jimenez, and that is going to score 2 runs. Miguel Cabrera with a 2-run RBI single. And the Tigers have jumped out in front here 2-0 on the Guardians in the bottom of the first. Amar Candelario. For Candelario on the season, he's hitting .190. He's got 5 homers and 18 runs batted in. Candelario is a switch hitter, batting from the left side against the right-handed throwing Plesac. He waggles the bat. And now here's the delivery. It is a first pitch fastball that is taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Candelario. That last base hit by Cabrera was the 3,060th of his career. Just keeps piling up the numbers. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to the shortstop, Rosario, who races over, steps on the bag. He throws to first, but it gets away from the first baseman, Naylor, and it gets all the way to the tarp, and cruising into second base is Candelario. It's going to go down as a fielder's choice to 6. And then it's going to be an error on the throw that allows Candelario to go to second base. So just to paint that a little bit more for you, the Guardians had the shift on. So Rosario was playing to the right of second base. As he fielded the ground ball, he had to run to his right to step on the base because there was nobody in the traditional shortstop spot, because he, being the shortstop, was to the right side of second. He stepped on the base for an easy force on Miguel Cabrera, but as he had to throw to first base, he threw it offline, and Josh Naylor was unable to hang on to it, allowing Candelario to scamper to second and get into scoring position. That's now going to bring up the left fielder Robbie Grossman, who takes a first pitch fastball for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Grossman is hitting .211 on the season. He's got a couple of homers and 18 runs batted in. He's struggled to get things going this year so far for the Tigers. For him, there's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-2. Grossman is coming off a season where he was a 20-20 man. But this year, it's been more along the lines of trying to stay healthy. He's been nicked up and banged up a little bit, and that slowed his progress. His production is well off of last year's 2021 numbers. Here's the pitch from Plesac. It is a breaking ball that swung on and tap foul. It keeps the count at 0-2. As we said last year, Grossman hit 23 homers and stole 20 bases, both career highs. Amazing somewhat with the home runs, playing in Comerica Park to hit 23. The only other year that he had double-digit homers was with the Minnesota Twins, where he had 11 way back in 2016. So here comes the 0-2 offering from Plesac. It's a fastball that's taken for a ball. Off to third goes Candelario, and he is going to be hosed out at third base. Caught stealing for out number 3 of the inning. It's going to go down as 2-5. I'm not sure. There may have been a missed call or a missed sequence there somewhere. But Candelario is retired, and that's going to do it for the Tigers in their half of the first inning. But they got 2 runs in the inning on 2 hits. There was an error, and there was nobody left aboard. We're through 1 in Detroit. It is the Detroit Tigers 2, the Cleveland Guardians nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the second in just a couple minutes. We're glad you guys could check it out, whether you're listening live or on delay. We always appreciate you all being here. Here's one of our Did You Knows, and this one is of Shane Bieber. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the second inning. It is going to be the heart of the Cleveland batting order. It'll be Josh Naylor, Franmil Reyes, and Andreas Jimenez to face the rookie right-hander Garrett Hill, who's coming back out for his second inning of work. Hill is making his major league debut today. He has had some success in the minor leagues with the Tigers organization, and he got the nod to get the call in the first end of the doubleheader. The Tigers have been banged up this year on the mound, and there's a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Naylor. As we said earlier in the top of the stream, that there has been a number of Tiger pitchers making their major league debut this year. Bo Brisky is one. Joey Wentz was another. Hill as well. And here comes the offering. It is a breaking ball, swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Naylor. Hill showed a lot of moxie in that first inning, only throwing 13 pitches. Although he's going to have to increase his strike rate, as 7 of those 13 pitches were for balls. So Hill gets the sign from his catcher Barnhart, and he's ready to go to work. He rocks into the motion, and he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that is waved at and missed. And Josh Naylor is down on strikes for the first out of the inning. There goes a ball that'll reach into the mantelpiece. The first strikeout of Hill's big league career. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the right fielder, Franmil Reyes. For Reyes on the season, he's hitting .213. He's got 6 homers and 19 runs batted in. Hill ready to go back to work as he gets the sign from his catcher, Barnhart. He kicks and he delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down to Reyes, and the count is 1-0. Reyes is not having the season that has been expected of him this year. Reyes last season hit 30 homers and knocked in 85 runs for the Guardians. This year here, his production has fallen off significantly. There is a changeup that is swung on. This ball is belted to deep left field. There's going to be room for the left fielder, Grossman. He starts on the warning track, and then he makes his way in to make the grab, and that is going to retire Reyes for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Andres Jimenez. So 5 in a row to start his big league career. It's quite the start for the young right-hander. That brings Jimenez to the plate. Jimenez is batting .303 on the season. He's got 9 homers and 37 runs batted in. Sometimes for hitters, major league hitters, the advantage right now is with the pitcher because a lot of these hitters may not have seen Hill before. And here's the first pitch breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0 to Jimenez. So the second time through the order will be the true test for the right-hander. Once everybody's kind of had a look at what he has to offer, here comes the 1-0 offering. And Hill kicks and delivers. Swearing to bunt is Jimenez, but he pulls back and takes a strike. The count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Andres Jimenez. 2 gone here in the top of the second. Jimenez waggles the bat, and he's ready on the offering from Hill. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 1-2. Jimenez had a walk-off home run last week against the Minnesota Twins to win a ball game for the Guardians. It was the day after that Josh Naylor had walked off the Twins. So back-to-back walk-offs against the Central Division leaders. It was a 5-game series that the Guardians played against them. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count remains at 1-2. And then after that series with the Guardians, they went into New York and played the Yankees. Well, yesterday they came away feeling pretty good as Tristan McKenzie went 7 innings of 1-hit ball. Eli Morgan and Emmanuel Clase were able to close it out. We got Big D jumping in. And we happened to say the magic word. We said Minnesota Twins, and Big D Sports and Collectibles is in the house. And there's a fastball swung on and missed by Jimenez. He goes down on strikes for out number 3, and that is going to do it here for the Guardians in their half of the second inning. So Hill retires the first 6 he faces in order. There was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're through 1.5 in Detroit. It is the Detroit Tigers 2, the Cleveland Guardians, no score. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call at the bottom of the 4th. We're glad you're with us. We're thinking about those Minnesota Twins. Hang tight, everybody. Here's our friend Dave.
Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave, Zero Thought Sports Card. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the second inning. It is going to be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters coming to bat for the Tigers. That means Robbie Grossman, Cody Clemens, and Jonathan Scope to face the right-hander, Zach Plesac. Plesac gave up a couple of early runs in the ballgame, a leadoff walk to Riley Green, A single by Willie Castro, and they were brought home on a single by Miguel Cabrera. That's how the Tigers jumped out to their 2-0 lead over the Guardians. It's the first of a doubleheader today. We are only calling the first game. The second game is going to be a little bit later. We are going to do another one. And the other one is going to be between the Cardinals and the Braves. That's going to come at about 7:20 Eastern time or 4:20 Pacific. Plesac holds at the belt and he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is 0-1. Our friend Big D says he's taking the boat out on the Mississippi and he was wishing everybody a happy 4th of July. And we are as well. We appreciate everybody for being here. Enjoy your holiday. Be safe out there. Be careful of all the fireworks that are around and about. And there is a fastball that misses down and away. And the count is now 1-1 strike to Grossman. And on top of that, make sure that you guys are safe on the waters. Every time around this time of the year, you always hear some unfortunate accidents. There's a breaking ball that the home plate umpire says has cut for a called strike, and the count is now 1-2. As we said, the home plate umpire for today's ball game on this crew is Eric Backus. There's a fastball swung on it, is popped up behind home plate. Coming back on it is Luke Maley, but that ball is just going to get into the seats as it falls into the second row. And that is going to keep the count at 1-2 strikes to Grossman. Grossman was up to bat in the last inning when Jamar Candelario was thrown out trying to steal third base. So that's why he has started off with the fresh count here. 1-2 strikes to Grossman. So Plesac ready to go back to work. He rocks into the motion and he delivers a breaking ball for a called third strike. That is going to be the second strikeout today for Plesac on the ball game. And he is retired Grossman for out number 1 here in the second inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up Cody Clemens. For Cody Clemens, he's batting 146 on the season. He's got a couple of homers and 6 RBIs. He hit his second homer of his big league career yesterday. He is a left-handed hitter who has a very open stance, and the first pitch delivered to him is a breaking ball that swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1. Of course, the son of Roger Clemens, the great pitcher with the Boston Red Sox, Yankees, Blue Jays, and Astros organizations. And we can go on with length whether he is a Hall of Famer or not. Many people will have their different views on that one, but certainly statistically he has all the numbers to be in the Hall of Fame. It's how he should get there is another question. There's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 1-1 to Clemens. Clemens gets the start at first base today. He has been able to play first and second. He's played a little bit of third. He's also been in the outfield. There's a ground ball to second. It is fielded neatly by the second baseman Jimenez, who throws to first, and Clemens is retired on a ground out 4-3 for the second out of the inning. And that is going to leave it all up to the second baseman, Jonathan Scope. For Scope, he's hitting 191 on the season with 6 homers and 21 RBIs. Last season, it was really Scope and Grossman who were carrying the Tigers' offense. And Scope's numbers have fallen off significantly this year. And there is a fastball that is swung on and tap foul over on the third base side. The count is 0-1. Scope last year batted .278 for the Tigers. He hit 22 homers and drove in 84. He was very productive offensively, and that followed up the year before when he came over in the shortened year of the pandemic. There's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-2. Jonathan Scope wasn't sure that that pitch was on the outside corner, and when we look at the replay, the pitch indicates that it may not have been either. So here's the pitch to 1-0-2 to Scope, and it's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-2. So 1-2 strikes to Jonathan Scope. Scope was an all-star in his career. When you go back to Baltimore in 2017, he made an appearance in the all-star game, and it was arguably the best year of his career. There's a fastball swung on it as line back right over the pitcher and into center field. Zach Plesac, as he landed, had to get out of the way as that was an absolute bullet hit right back by Scope. And he is aboard with a 2-out single here in the second, and that's going to bring up Tucker Barnhart. As we get the replay, Plesac falls off to the glove side in no position to be able to field the ball, and the ball was absolutely whistled right by him. Got up the middle past the second baseman Jimenez. And Scope's aboard with a 2-out single, so that brings up the catcher Tucker Barnhart. Barnhart was a offseason acquisition by the Tigers. He takes a first pitch breaking ball that misses outside for ball one, and the count is 1-0. Nick Quintana, a former draft pick of the Tigers, University of Arizona player, was sent packing to the Reds in return for Barnhart and his hefty contract. There's a changeup swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 1-1. Barnhart has had a pretty solid career. He spent it all with the Cincinnati Reds organization, 2-time Gold Glove winner. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is tapped slowly over to second. Jimenez fields it. He throws to first. That is going to retire Barnhart on a ground out 4-3 for out number 3. That is going to do it here in the second inning. There was no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 Tiger on base. We are now through 2 complete innings. It is the Detroit Tigers to the Cleveland Guardians. Nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in a few minutes with the call at the top of the 3rd inning. We're glad you guys could pop in here with you. And we've got our friend from France in here, undrafted player. He is with us now as well. So now we can actually officially get the party started. We'll be right back in just a couple minutes, everybody, and we'll chat with the chat.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the 3rd inning. It's going to be Gabriel Arias, Luke Bailey, and Miles Straw to face the right-hander Garrett Hill. Hill is making his debut for the Tigers at the big league level today, and he has retired the first 6 Guardians he's faced. Arias, Mailey, and Straw. We had talked when we were doing the Twins game the other day about the trade that was made for Mike Clevenger, who ended up going to the San Diego Padres. It was a Clevenger, Greg Allen were the main components going from the Guardians to the Padres. As the first pitch delivered to Arias is a fastball that misses outside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Hill goes back to work. And there is a breaking ball that misses low, and the count is now 2-0. So the Padres were able to send to the Guardians. It was Joey Cantillo, it was Arias, Austin Hedges, Owen Miller, Josh Naylor, and Cal Quantrill. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 2-1. The ironic part of this is in today's ball game, there are 2 of those players that are starters in the lineup today. Hedges is out with a concussion right now, or on the concussion injured list, and Owen Miller has been starting quite a bit for the Guardians as well. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 2-2 to Arias. So when you think of that trade for Mike Clevenger and Greg Allen's not even in the Padre organization anymore. He was with the Yankees, and I'm not sure where he has bounced around to. But what a haul for the Guardians. They basically rebuilt their entire franchise, and Clevenger's hardly pitched for the Padres. He went over, and then he ended up with Tommy John surgery, so now he's just kind of getting back in the groove. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away to Arias, and the count is now 3-2. So the question on Arias is what is he going to give? They consider him to be a highly regarded prospect, and so the jury is out on that trade. But still, with Naylor in your lineup, a former first-round pick, Owen Miller, who has had some decent production this year, there's a fastball that misses down and away, and Arias draws himself a leadoff walk here in the top half of the third inning, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Luke Maile. So Maile steps to the plate. He's batting 171 on the season. He's got no homers and 5 runs batted in. Garrett Hill, an unheralded draft pick when he came into the Tiger organization in the 26th round of the draft, but he's had a very, very solid minor league career. Every level he's pitched very well. There's a fastball that's taken for a called strike. Barnhart comes up throwing down to first base, but getting back in time as the base runner Arias. So no balls and 1 strike to Maile. He was 21-13 in his minor league career, was Hill, and his ERA was 2.70 over the course of 4 different levels, actually 5 different levels of ball, if you consider low A and high A as separate levels. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2 to Maile. Hill checks the runner at first. He comes set at the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Maile has gone on strikes for the first out of the inning. So with 1 away, that's going to bring up the center fielder, Myles Straw. Over the course of his minor league career, he worked 307 innings in the minors, did Hill. And he had 372 strikeouts. So he does have the ability to put hitters away, as he was working at a clip of about 1 1/3 per inning of strikeouts. He also had some decent control. He walked 110 batters in those 307 innings. Probably would like to shave a little bit of that down. There's a fastball that misses down to Straw. The count is 1-0. For Myles Straw in the season, he's batting 194. He's got no homers and 10 RBIs. He does run well, though. He's got 12 stolen bases. The Guardians would probably like to see him get on a little bit more to be able to utilize that speed. There's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded over to second. Scope fields it. They throw to second. They're going to call Arias out. Javi Baez had caught the ball, and they're saying on the exchange, as they were trying to bring it on the backside for a double play, we're going to get that. Scope had to go to his left. He fielded the ball. He fires the ball over to second. And as Baez is trying to make the exchange to throw the ball to first base, the ball ends up coming out. But it doesn't look like they're going to be able to turn the double play. It was a good call by the umpire. It's going to go down as a fielder's choice, 4-6 to erase Arias. And he has gone for the second out of the inning. Straw will reach first base, and that's going to bring the top of the order, Stephen Kwan, to the plate. This here would be a perfect opportunity for Straw to be off and running. That's what the Tigers are thinking, too, as the pitcher Hill throws over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner. So Straw's the runner at first. Stephen Kwan at the plate, who is 0 for 1 today. Kwan had flown out to center field his first time up. There's a fastball delivered to Kwan, and he takes it for a called strike. The count is now 0-1 to Kwan. Kwan is a very disciplined hitter at the plate. He does not swing at a lot of bad pitches. He does have 29 walks this year against 22 strikeouts. He's one of the few players in the league that can walk more than he strikes out. Here's the pitch from Hill. It's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-1. You go back 40 years ago, and that used to be where every team had a couple of guys who walked more than they struck out. But today, there's only usually a handful across the league. You might be able to count everyday players with maybe 5 or 6 of those guys that have that ability. Kwon doesn't have a lot of pop in the stick. He's got 12 extra base hits of his 60 hits have gone for extra bases. He's only got 1 home run. But he can run a little bit. He's got 5 stolen bases. So here comes the offering from Hill, who kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count now runs to 2-1 on Kwon. As we said in the earlier part of the game, there's a lot of stars and stripes all over the place in the United States today as the 4th of July festivities are in full swing. Riley Green and Javi Baez are sporting shoes that are got the American flag all over it. The catcher, Tucker Barnhart for the Tigers, has catcher's gear with the stars and stripes on it. There's a fastball that swung away and fouled away by Kwon. Miles Straw was running on the pitch. He had a huge jump on the pitcher, Hill. You had that bag stolen easily. The count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kwon, but the runner, Straw, had to go back to first base. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kwon waiting on the offering now from the right-hander Hill, who checks his sign from Barnhart. Now he checks the runner at first. He comes set at the belt. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. It's going to reach the seats down the third base line, and it keeps the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. As we said, it's a beautiful day for baseball at Comerica Park. The temperature in Detroit hasn't quite got to 90 degrees yet, but they say it's going to approach that later in the day. At game time, it was 89 degrees and sunny. Usually about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon is where it'll reach its peak in the Metro Detroit area. And there's a ball thrown over to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner, Straw. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Stephen Kwon. The runner at first, Straw establishes his lead, and now they throw over again and diving back in time. Kind of makes me wonder why they wouldn't have maybe got Straw off to the races early on Hill. I say that because even if Straw got thrown out, Kwon would lead off the next inning. You've got the table setters there, although Ahmed Rosario is almost a pseudo leadoff. There goes the runner. There's a fastball outside. The throw down to second. It's on the left field side of third base. Getting into second safely is the runner, Straw. It's going to run the count now to 3-2. He had a huge jump on Hill. Nice play by Javi Baez on the decoy. He sort of stood there as if nothing was going to happen. The runner, Straw, ended up going into second base standing up. Poor base running technique by Straw. He needs to slide getting into the bag. I guess he was buying into Baez's fake of no throw coming down, and there's a fastball swung on and fouled away by Kwon, and the count is still 3-2. That is the 13th stolen base of the year by Straw on 14 attempts. Our friend, undrafted player, says except for Miguel Cabrera and Javi Baez, all the other players about both lineups are unknown guys. I'll chime in that for a second there. Here comes the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lined into left field. It's going to get down. Grossman fields it. Here's the throw to the plate. It's in time. Is the tag in time? But Barnhart has missed them. The home plate umpire says that he's safe. And that is going to be the first run of the ball game for the Guardians, although Barnhart may want to encourage the Tigers to have a look at it. We'll have a look at it as well. And on the throw, Kwon is on to second. Grossman came up throwing. The ball was a little bit offline. Barnhart got it. He reaches out. Oh, boy. I think they're going to have a look at this one because Barnhart tagged him. The only thing is, it's the second time that Straw hasn't slid coming into a base. And I think that he definitely tagged him. The question is did he tag him before he reached the plate? So I think they're going to have a look at this one, and they are, and we're going to wait and see what the decision is. There's a rule of thumb when you're coaching young players is always to get them to slide into bases when there's a play. So if Straw ends up being retired here, he's only got himself to blame because he should have thought about it when he didn't slide into second base, as Javi Baez had appeared to have faked him out on the stolen base attempt. So now we're waiting here to see if this is going to stand. It's definitely a single for Kwan, and he was going to second on the throw. The tag is definitely there, and as we get the replay of it, it looks like the tag was applied before he touched the plate, so I think this one's going to be overturned. As we're waiting here on the official decision, and that's exactly what it is. It's going to be an outfield assist for Robbie Grossman. The putout is going to go 7-2. That takes the run off the board. And for the Guardians in their half of the inning, they had no runs. There was a hit. There were no errors and one runner left on base. We're through 2.5. It is the Detroit Tigers to the Cleveland Guardians. Nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the bottom of the third inning after this, and we'll chat with our chat a little bit more.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
We're moving to the bottom of the third inning. It is 2-0 for the Tigers over the Guardians. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment with the call after this. Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the top of the third inning. It is going to be Riley Green, Willie Castro, and Javier Baez to face Zach Plesac. The last half inning ended on a beautiful throw to the plate by Robbie Grossman and the tag by Tucker Barnhart to retire Miles Straw to end the inning. He had to go up and review the play, and that was where we sit. The 2-0 scoreline still here in the bottom of the third. And the first pitch delivered to Riley Green is a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. For Green today, he is walked in his first plate appearance. He scored a run, the first run of the game for the Tigers, and there's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is now 2-0. Plesac working quickly. Gets the side from his catcher, Maley. He goes back to work. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. The count is now 2-1 to Riley Green. Green had himself a quality series against the Kansas City Royals. He had walked off the Royals on Saturday night with a homer, and there's a fastball swung on. This is lifted into left field. Moving over underneath it is the left fielder, Kwan. He's going to make the catch. That will retire Green for the first out of the inning. So one up and one away. I'll bring up the right fielder, Castro. Our friend, undrafted player, asks, if Spencer Torkelson is not playing in the first game, will he play in the second game of the day? And that would be the most likely case. One would have to think that he's getting the afternoon off and they'll bring him back for the second game, or they may even bring him in late, possibly for defense or even as a pinch hitter, depending how the game dictates. Here comes the first offering to Willie Castro. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and one strike to Castro. Castro today is 1 for 1. He singled through the shift in the 4-hole. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and now the count is 0-2. Castro eventually came around to score on the 2-run single by Miguel Cabrera. Troy jumps in and he says, "You just watched our 4th of July short." Yeah, we're playing around with some of the effects. It was kind of cool. We're going to release another one later today, obviously with the celebration of the 4th of July for the United States enjoying their birthday today. There's a fastball swung on. This is lined over the head of the shortstop, and Willie Castro has got his 2nd hit of the ball game. He is aboard. That is going to bring up Javier Baez. They're playing around with some different techniques on some of the stuff, and it's kind of cool the way that they're able to pop them off. We're having a lot of fun in doing that stuff, so hopefully those of you who come and listen to us will enjoy those as well. So the runner at first is Castro with 1 away, and it brings Javi Baez to the plate. Baez is 0 for 1 today. He struck out his first time up. And here comes the first offering from Plesac. It is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. Baez got a steady diet of off-speed pitches his first time up. And he looked fairly sick on some of the pitches. He chases a lot of bad pitches, does Baez. He's not the most disciplined hitter. It is eyebrow-raising that they have him in the 3 spot in the order. There's a breaking ball that is swung out and missed, and the count is 1-1. Baez has 26 runs batted in this year. He can put the bat on the ball, and he does have some pop in the stick. But he is definitely not the guy you maybe want in the throw spot. He's not your most consistent line drive hitter. And here comes the pitch, and there's a breaking ball that is tap foul right at home plate, and the count is 1-2. Baez, over his career, has always had a challenge with strikeouts. He led the National League in strikeouts back in the 2021 season last year. He had 184 strikeouts in 502 at-bats. It's at a clip of nearly 40%. So here he is. He's waiting on the offering now from Plesac, who holds at the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 2-2. Just overall plate discipline by Baez and swinging at bad pitches. The Tigers have had some players who were good bad ball hitters in recent years, and you want to think of one Victor Martinez when he was in the Tiger lineup. He was considered to be one of the best bad ball hitters of his time. Pitches off the plate, down low, but for whatever it was, he could get contact to it. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Baez is retired on strikes for the 2nd time today. That's going to leave it up to the designated hitter, Miguel Cabrera. For Cabrera today, he is 1 for 1. He singled his first time up. He raised his season average up to 303. He knocked in a couple of runs in that plate appearance as well. He's got 27 RBIs now on the season. They're talking during his first at-bat that the power has all but evaporated from Miguel Cabrera. He is a shell of his former self. He still can put the bat on the ball and put it in play, but he's only got 3 homers on the season. He hasn't hit home runs of any consequence since the 2016 season where he hit 38. 16 has been the high watermark since then. There's a throw over to first base, and diving back in time is the runner Castro. But he is still a veteran hitter. He still has a lot of moxie, and he's still dangerous. Here comes the first pitch. It is a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count is 0-1. But when he was in his heyday with the Tigers, you think about that when they acquired him from the Marlins in 2008, pretty much until 2016. It was a 9-year run where he was arguably the best in the game every year, inning in and every out. There's a breaking ball that is waved out and missed, and the count is now 0-2. So sometimes it's harder to see veteran players when they're not quite the same later in their career. There is a shell of their former self when you're used to seeing them at the high watermark of their game. With that hit back in the previous inning, in the first inning, that raised his career total to 3,060 hits. And here's the pitch from Plesac. It's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Cabrera. So 1-2 strikes. Cabrera adjusts his cap, and he's ready to get back in the box to face the right-hander, Plesac. Plesac checks the runner at first, and now he comes set at the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded softly over to short. Dropping to one knee to field it is the shortstop, Rosario. And that is going to retire Willie Castro on the force. And it can tell you that they didn't know the outs as Jimenez fired back over to first base. But that is not required because that is going to be the third out of the inning. It's going to go down as a fielder's choice, 6-4 for the third out of the inning. And that is going to do it here for the Tigers. So for the Tigers in their half of the third inning, there was no runs on one hit. There were no errors, and there was one runner left aboard. We are through 3 complete. It is the Detroit Tigers 2, the Cleveland Guardians nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. But the call at the top of the 4th inning, here is our friend Dave. Be sure to check out his channel after the game and let him know Last Raps Baseball sent you, and he'll put you in for a free pack of cards for a giveaway.
Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave's Zero O'Clock Sports Card. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
It is a 2-0 Tiger lead. We're going to the top of the 4th inning. We'll be back in 30 seconds with the call after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 2, 3, 4 hitters in the order to face Garrett Hill. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that catches the inside corner. And the count is 0-1 to Ahmed Rosario. Rosario, Ramirez, and Naylor here to face Hill in the top of the 4th inning. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. The Tiger right-hander who's making his debut today is off to a pretty good start. There's a breaking ball swung on it, is lifted into shallow right center field. Racing back on it is the second baseman Scope, who makes the catch over the shoulder, and that is going to retire Rosario for the first out of the inning. So Rosario is gone for out number 1, and that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Jose Ramirez. For Ramirez, he's batting .292 on the season when he entered today. His average has slipped to .291. He's 0 for 1. As he popped out to the third baseman, Jamar Candelario, to end the first inning. So Naylor will be following him, Josh Naylor. So Ramirez waiting on the first offering from Hill, who rocks into the motion and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. Fairly efficient line of work here so far for the starter Hill. He only threw 42 pitches through the first 3 innings. And here he rocks into the motion and delivers. It is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. Ramirez sure didn't like that by his reaction as he does a 180 in the box. So Jose Ramirez digging in, waiting on the 1-1 offering. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded into the shift. Fielded neatly by Scope in right field, shallow right field. He throws to first. And that is going to retire Ramirez on a ground out 4-3 for the second out of the inning. That is going to bring up the first baseman, Josh Naylor. For Naylor on the afternoon, he is 0 for 1 today. He struck out his first time up. His average is at 272 on the season. He's got double-digit home runs as he's got 10. It's a good comeback year for Naylor, who had that really gruesome broken leg last year in right field. There's a first pitch changeup taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. He was involved with a collision, ended up breaking his leg and having to be carted off the field. But Naylor is back and in the lineup here for the Guardians today, and the pitch is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Naylor's had some big moments this year. He walked off the Twins last week. When he came off the field, he headbutted his manager, Terry Francona. The difference was Francona was wearing a helmet, and Naylor wasn't. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to deep right field. If it stays fair, it's trouble, and it's gone. It's a home run for Naylor. And that is his first homer of the ball game, of course, and it is the first run for the Guardians today. And that is cut into the Tiger lead to 2-1. The first run given up by the right-hander Hill is a home run off the bat of Naylor. So welcome to the big leagues, he says to the young right-hander Hill. And that is now a 2-1 ball game, and that'll bring up Franmil Reyes to the plate. That was a no-doubter. It was a changeup that was left up in the zone. Belt-high changeup, and it was a batting practice pitch that was hammered right into the seats. There's a first pitch fastball delivered to Franmil Reyes. Misses outside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. For Reyes today, he is 0 for 1. He's flown out to left field his first time up. And Hill rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on it. It's popped up on the right field line. It's playable. First baseman Clemens in foul territory on the track, and he makes the catch. And that is going to do it for Reyes here. But the Guardians get one back on the home run by Josh Naylor. There was 1 run in the inning on 1 hit. There was no errors and nobody left the board. We are now through 3.5 innings. It is the Detroit Tigers 2, the Cleveland Guardians 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call. The bottom of the 4th inning after this. We're glad you guys could make it here with us today. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day, and there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. And in turn, we like to support Steve Rademacher. We'll be back in just a few after this with the call, the bottom of the 4th inning. Hang tight, everybody. 2-1 Tigers over the Guardians. Welcome back, everybody. Here comes the first pitch from Zach Plesac to Jamar Candelario. It's a fastball that misses up and away for ball 1. It's Candelario, Grossman, and Clemens here in the bottom of the 4th inning for the Tigers. They have a 2-1 lead over the Guardians. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count is now 1-1 to Candelario. For Candelario, he bounced into a fielder's choice his first time up, and he was erased trying to steal third base back in the first inning. It looked like there may have been a mix-up in signs, as Candelario is not known for his base-stealing prowess. There's a fastball swung on it, is lined right to the second baseman, Rosario, who is standing in shallow right field in the shift. Candelario hit the ball on the screws, but right to the second baseman. It's going to go down as a lineout to 4 for out number 1. That'll bring up the left fielder, Robbie Grossman. For Grossman, he's 0 for 1 today. He has struck out his only time up. He did throw out the runner trying to score from second base as Miles Straw had tried to come around on a single by Stephen Kwan, but was gunned down at the plate by Grossman. There's a first pitch fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is 0-1 to Grossman. Plesac is in the groove right now. He was at 48 pitches through his first 3 innings of work. We saw him, as we said, pitch against the Twins last week, and kind of surprised that he was more of a breaking ball or off-speed pitch first guy. He was the fastball, really relies heavily on it. There's a breaking ball that is swung on and fouled away, and the count now is 0-2 on Grossman. Our friend from France, undrafted player, asked a bit ago, he says, a lot of the lineups, but not a lot of players with big names in the lineups. I think there's some players that are what I would call, at least in the Guardians lineup, with some, besides Jose Ramirez, who's a big-time player. There's a fastball that misses upstairs for ball 1. And Jose Ramirez is arguably one of the best offensive players in the American League. But he is surrounded by a lot of players who there was a lot of thought with their previous teams. In other words, Josh Naylor was a first-round pick back with the Marlins organization. He was flipped to the Padres and then flipped to the Guardians. There's a fastball that misses down and in, and the count is now 2-2 to Grossman. Both Ahmed Rosario was considered a highly regarded prospect with the Mets. And you go through the list: Gabriel Arias, Jimenez, Reyes. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow left field. Coming in on it is the left fielder, Kwan. And he makes the catch, and that is going to retire Grossman for the second out of the inning. But really have not done things at the big league level yet. Not saying that they haven't been consistent, but not being really allowed to play every day. And it is starting to show up now for the Guardians. They've got some good production from some of these players. So that brings Cody Clemens to the plate. Clemens today is 0 for 1. He grounded out to the second baseman his first time up. And here comes the first offering from Plesac. Kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that just misses down, and the count is 1-0. Clemens' average is at 143 on the season. He's got a couple of home runs, including one yesterday, to go with 6 runs batted in. And here comes the offering from Plesac. It's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to the son of the Rocket. Clemens digs himself back in. He waggles the bat. And here comes the pitch from Plesac. It is a fastball swung on and grounded foul. Just past the first base bag, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Cody Clemens. Will be followed by Jonathan Scope should he find a way to reach base. Plesac gets a new baseball. He rubs it up, and now he's ready to face the left-handed hitting Clemens. There's a fastball that swung on and missed. And that is going to run the count now to 2-2. 92-mile-an-hour fastball by Plesac. Our French friend, the undrafted player, says he forgot about Jose Ramirez. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to right field. It's going to get down in front of Reyes. And he is going to be aboard with a base hit single. So Clemens gets a knock. That is going to bring up the second baseman, Jonathan Scope. Whereas on the flip side of the coin, really for the Tigers, outside of Cabrera and Baez, there's a lot of hope in Riley Green. He is the top-rated prospect for the Tigers. And then when you look at the rest of the group, low-level considered prospects were Willie Castro, even Cody Clemens. And then you've got some journeyman types in Robbie Grossman and Scope and Barnhart. I guess you could call Barnhart a journeyman at this point. Solid major leaguer. I don't know if maybe journeyman is unfair to those guys, but they've started to become around for a while. Not really all-star caliber, but they can play every day. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count is 0-1 to Scope. Might be offensive to tag the word journeyman. Barnhart, solid everyday major leaguer, certainly with the Reds. The back end of his career as a catcher, though, I wonder how many more years he's got left. There's a fastball that swung on and fouled away, and the count's 0-2. I would think he may have 3 or 4 years left in him. It's a tough position to play being a catcher. The life expectancy of catchers is not a long one in professional baseball. You get the odd ones of your Carlton Fisk and your Yadier Molinas and your Pudge Rodriguez. Those are the exceptions, not the rules. So here comes the 0-2 offering. And Plesac delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 0-2. So Scope has got one hit in today's ball game. He's trying to inch his batting average back up to that 200 mark as he's at 194 right now. So here comes the 0-2 offering to Scope. Clemens gets his lead at first base, and here's the offering. It is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Scope. Scope gets himself dug in, and he's ready to face the offering here from Plesac, who comes set at the belt. He checks the runner. Now he kicks and fires. It is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. This time it's hit down the third base line. Off to the races on the pitch was Clemens, but he's going to have to come back as that ball was fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. If you've never been to Comerica Park, it's an absolutely beautiful backdrop. The way that they have set it up. Fantastic view of the downtown of Detroit. The neighborhood that it's in it's right across actually from the Ford Field where the Detroit Lions call their home. So Ford Field and Comerica Park right beside one another. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. And there is a breaking ball that swung on it. It's tapped foul over on the third base side. That pitch was well off the plate. But Scope was committed and he was protecting. So still 1 ball and 2 strikes to Scope. This is going to be the 7th pitch of the at-bat to Scope. He's really battled Plesac here, making him work in his half of the 4th inning. He has gone off speed to him in the last 3 pitches of the at-bat here. So here comes the 1-2 offering. Plesac holds at the belt, and now he comes set. And he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that misses down and away. And the count is now 2-2 to Scope. So this is turning into a pretty good battle here between the right-hander Plesac and the batter Scope. This is going to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. That last pitch looked like it was a strike. The home plate umpire Eric Backus didn't think so. So here comes the 2-2 offering. And Plesac kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lined into left center field. Going to second and rounding second, heading to third is Clemens, and he's going to get in there safely. Jonathan Scope has got himself his second base hit of the ball game. Clemens goes first to third, and the Tigers are threatening again here with 2 out, and that brings Tucker Barnhart to the plate. For Barnhart today, he is 0 for 1. He ended the second inning by grounding out to second. So he's coming up with an opportunity to drive a run in here with 2 away. Everything is started going with 2 out. The first 2 hitters of the order, Candelario lined to second and Grossman flew out to left. Now the Tigers have something going, and that's going to bring the pitching coach out to the mound. So the conference is now over, and the Guardians are heading back into their stuff. I'm sure they probably talked about the first and third situation as well with Scope at first base. He doesn't particularly run very well. He's not a base stealing threat. He's got 1 on the season. He's slowed down quite a bit through his career. Our friend Undrafted Player says the Comerica Park background looks fantastic. It is beautiful. It's not exactly the greatest of neighborhoods, but it's not the worst. There's a first pitch breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. I mean, you can walk around from Comerica Park. You could get into Greektown in about a 5-minute walk. Eastern Market really isn't that far away, but it's an area town that is not exactly the most well-traveled. There's a fastball that misses down on the way, and the count is 1-1. People come to the game and they leave. The restaurants in Greektown have done well with the Tigers in that area for sure. So 1 ball and 1 strike. The runner at third is Clemens. The runner at first is Scope. And here comes the pitch from Plesac. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. And the count is now 1-2. So just as a reminder, just as the Tigers and the Guardians have a doubleheader going on, we'll be doing a second game later today between the Cardinals and the Braves. So maybe you can jump in and listen. That's going to go at 7:20 Eastern. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is popped up into shallow left field. Coming in underneath it is Kwan. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to do it here for the Tigers in their half of the 4th inning. They threaten, but they don't score. There was no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left aboard. We're now through 4 complete in Detroit. It is the Detroit Tigers 2, the Cleveland Guardians 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call at the top of the 5th inning when we return. Thank you for all being with us. Happy 4th of July to everybody. We'll be right back.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Garrett Hill coming back onto the mound for begin his 5th inning of work. He's going to be facing Andreas Jimenez, Gabriel Arias, and Luke Maley, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the Guardian order. And the starter today, Garrett Hill, has been sparkling in his time on work. He retired the first 6 hitters he faced in the ball game. He got himself into a little bit of pickle in the 3rd inning. He got some defensive help from Robbie Grossman to throw out but Miles Traw was trying to score from second base. And that ended the 3rd inning. He did give up a solo home run to Josh Naylor in the 4th, and that was the way the Guardians got their only run. The first pitch offered to Jimenez is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Jimenez. Hill rocks into the motion and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted foul down the left field line. Robbie Grossman racing over, but it's going to be a souvenir in the seats for somebody from Ferndale, Michigan, is going to come home with that one. That's going to run the count to 0-2. So a man from Ferndale takes that one home. So no balls and 2 strikes to Jimenez. Hill ready to go back to work as he's facing the left-handed hitting Jimenez, who he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Jimenez today is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up against the rookie Hill. His averages slipped to 3.01 on the season. He had a pretty good week last week, did Jimenez, both offensively and defensively. And here comes the pitch. It is a changeup that is swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 0-2. That last pitch, the changeup was left up in the zone. I would think Jimenez would want that pitch back. That was the bullet that Josh Naylor drove into the right field seats back in the 4th inning for a home run. He left the changeup up in the zone, and Naylor made him pay. There's a fastball spawn. It is popped up over on the right side of the infield. Camping out underneath it is Clemens. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to retire Jimenez for the first out of the inning. 1 up and 1 away, and that is going to bring up the third baseman, Gabriel Arias. So Arias does not have a plate appearance today. He walked his first time up. He was erased on a fielder's choice. He steps up to the plate. He is batting .118 on the season. He got the nod at third base today as Jose Ramirez gets the day off. He's the designated hitter. There's a first pitch fastball swung on and fouled right into the catcher, Tucker Barnhart. The count is quickly 0-1. Lots of hope and lots of affected from this Cleveland Guardians third. A fastball and foul. The count is now 0-2. He's only 2 for 17 on the season. Doesn't have a walk, and he's struck out 7 times. He's got 1 RBI. This has been his big league debut this year, his rookie year. So Hill ready to go back to work. Now he rocks into the motion. And he kicks and he fires. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 0-2. They tried to crawl the ladder on Arias with a high fastball, but he was able to fend it off. Arias, this season in the minor leagues, he has been with the Columbus AAA franchise. He hasn't been exactly hitting there either. Only batting .191 in AAA. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined to right field. And on the run and making the catch is the right fielder, Willie Castro. Nice catch by Willie as he uses the wall to brace himself. And that is going to be the second out of the inning. I was talking a little bit about Arias, and it's not been a great minor league season for him. Last year in high A, or in 2019 in high A, he was outstanding. Even last year in AAA, he was pretty good. He hit .284 in AAA last year, but this year it's been a bit of a struggle for him. So he is retired, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Luke Maley. 62 pitches so far for the right-hander Hill. He rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. Be interested to see what kind of leash that the Tigers are going to put on the young right-hander today. My guess before the game would have started, I would have thought 80 to 85 pitches would have been his range. There's a fastball swung on. It is taken on 1 hop by the second baseman, Scope. He throws to first. And that is a pretty efficient inning by the young right-hander. It's a ground out 4-3 for the third out of the inning. That is going to do it here for the Guardians in their half of the 5th. There was no runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base as they go in order. We are now through 4.5. It is the Tigers 2, the Guardians 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call. The bottom of the 5th inning after we return. We thank you for being here on the 4th of July holidays. And we hope you have a safe one this year as well. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher.
Domo arigato. Sorry if I mispronounced that. I'm new at this. Thank you for watching Last Raps Baseball. Tell all your friends and family to come check him out, ask some questions during the telecast, and give him a good sub and a thumbs up. And this is Steve coming back at you, and some new things on my channel. Star Wars figures that everybody likes. We have Mad magazines from the 1970s. We try to avoid the Noid. And for your pleasure, once in a while, we can open up Michael Jackson if you want, the cards. We have Elvis. We have Sadahar O. We love everything that is everything, so we even have the Beatles fighting with lightsabers. Look at that, John and George. Once in a while, we'll even have my brother take over my channel on a Tuesday. So once again, everybody tell your friends, come see Freddie at Last Raps Baseball. And right now, I'm going to kick it right back to you, Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of our channel. And in turn, we like to support Steve Rademacher. Be sure after the game to go check out his channel when you get a chance. Just taking a quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard. There are 2 other games underway, and there's one that is already a final. A final in from Nationals Park in Washington. It is the Marlins knocking off the Nationals 3-2. 3-10-0 for the Marlins, 2-8-0 for the Nats. Yacobonis gets the win, his first of the year for the Marlins. Rainey takes the loss. He drops to 1-3. Floro gets his second save and as many attempts for the Marlins. Other scores include the Texas Rangers are beating the Baltimore Orioles 5-2 in Baltimore. That is in the top of the 5th. And the Rays and the Red Sox are knotted up at 0. And here it is 2-1 for the Tigers over the Guardians. And the first pitch delivered to Riley Green's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. And the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Green. Plesac back to work. He delivers a fastball. This is swung on. It is hit down the left field line. It's deep, racing over, and making the catch is Stephen Kwan as he slams into the wall. Riley Green had sent that one a long way, but Kwan was able to haul it in. It was pretty much in the same spot where that man from Ferndale a few moments ago got a foul ball, and there is Kwan going into the seats and taking it away from a man from Highland Park. As he went in there, he slams into the wall as he makes the catch. And that is going to retire Riley Green for the first out of the inning. A nice play by the left fielder. It's going to bring up Willie Castro. For Castro today, he is 2 for 2. The first pitch from Plesac's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. Castro has raised his season average up to 270 with the knocks that he's had today. Here's the pitch from Plesac. It is a fastball swung on. This is lifted into left center field. Moving over to his left and making the play is Stephen Kwan. He's been a busy man. He is retired. He's got the last 4 outs for the Guardians in this game so far, and so that is out number 2. So Kwan getting all the action here in the 4th and the 5th inning. And that is going to leave it up to Javier Baez. For Baez, he is 0 for 2. He has struck out both of his times to the plate. His average has dipped down to 210. Batting from the right side against the right-hander Plesac, and the pitch is a fastball swung on and it's grounded right to first. Fielded neatly by Naylor, and the Tigers go quietly in their half of the inning. There you go in order, 1, 2, 3, as there was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 5 complete. It is Detroit 2, Cleveland 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the top of the 6th inning after this. This game is clipping along at a rapid pace. We'll be right back in just a couple moments. And Steve Rademacher is in the house today, too. We appreciate you for being here and listening in. So let's do another one from Steve.
Hey, guys, and thank you, Freddie. Steve coming back at you. That's right, Steve Rademacher. I would like to thank each and every one of you that is tuned into my channel. And today, let's do a little shout out for some other great channels you should be watching. There is WVlogs 18. There's Big D's Sports and Collectibles. You all know another Hollis build. Why not Like Father, Like Son? That's a great duo that does some great stuff. It shows some great cards. And of course, the one and only Bud Stoney, creators of One of Ones, the creator of One of Ones, and they're all signed on the back. Bud Stoney, One of One, like this beautiful Robin Yount that he made for me. He made me another Robin Yount, this time mini, and a Christian Yelich mini. Great cards, and he does more than cards. We have darts of Hulk Hogan and many other things. So give them a look-see and give me another look-see. Subscribers are always welcome, and back to Freddie.
Welcome back, everybody. We're here to start the top of the sixth inning, and it'll be Straw, Kwan, and Rosario to face the right-hander Hill. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. Count is 0-1. For Straw today, he reached first on a fielder's choice back in the third, and he takes a breaking ball outside. The count goes to 1-1. He stole the base, but he was hosed at the plate on a throw from Robbie Grossman to Tucker Barnhart to end the third inning. And here is the 1-1 offering from Hill. And there's a fastball that misses off the outside corner, and the count is now 2-1. Straw on the season is hitting 193. It was his 13th stolen base on 14 attempts back in the third inning. He does run well. We were saying earlier, he just doesn't get on base enough to run more. And there's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left center field. Ranging over to his right is the center fielder Green. He makes the catch, and Straw is gone for out number one here in the sixth inning. So one up and one away, and that'll bring up Stephen Kwan. The young right-hander Hill has certainly impressed here in his major league debut. The only blemish is the home run by Josh Naylor back in the fourth. He has scattered 2 hits over the 5 1/3 innings he's worked so far. Here comes the first offering. It is a fastball inside the Stephen Kwan that backs him off the plate. The count is 1-0. Kwan has one of those 2 hits off of him today. He is 1 for 2. He has flown out to center, and he is singled. So 1 ball and no strikes to Kwan. And here's the pitch. It is a changeup that catches the outside corner, and the count goes even to 1-1. It was the changeup to Josh Naylor that he deposited into the right field seats. It was the only mistake so far made by Hill today. And here comes the 1-1 offering. There's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Stephen Kwan. Hill gets the sign from Barnhart. He takes a breath, and now he rocks into the motion. He kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And the count is now 1-2. So Kwan checking back with the home plate umpire Eric Backus to make sure that that pitch that he swung at was a strike. And Backus concurs that it was. So here comes the 2-2 offering now. Hill waiting on that digital sign from the catcher Barnhart. He rocks into the motion and delivers. It's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is now 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. It's Ahmed Rosario, the shortstop, who waits his turn on deck. This is only the 3rd time today that the count has gone full to a hitter that Hill's faced. Here's the payoff pitch. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 3-2. Ironically, the second at bat today by Quan was one of those at bats that went to 3-2. The other one was the Gabriel Arias, where he earned the only walk so far of the game off of Hill. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. Hill rocks to the motion and delivers. It's again a fastball swung on, and again it's going to reach the seats down the third base line. This time a man from Clausen is going to take that one home. So Ferndale, Highland Park, and now Clausen checking in, taking home baseballs from this one. This is going to be the 7th pitch of the at-bat now coming up for, or check that, the 8th pitch of the bat coming up now for Stephen Kwan. And now Tucker Barnhart has asked for time, and they're going to reset the signs. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Hill gets his sign from Barnhart. And now he's ready to go to work. He rocks into the motion and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It has popped up on the left side of the infield. Camping out underneath it is Candelario. He's going to make the catch. And Kwan is going to be retired for the 2nd out of the inning. There is action in the Tiger bullpen as Andrew Chafin is up and throwing. I figured it'd be 80 to 85 pitches for the young right-hander today. That is where he stands right now. 2 out here. He's at 76 pitches in the work here in the 6th inning. I'd be curious to see if the Tigers are going to let him finish the inning, if they'd even consider bringing him back out. If he comes back out, he may get the proverbial one-batter look and then back into the dugout. Here comes the offering. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is 0-1 to Ahmed Rosario. Rosario is 0 for 2 today. He has popped to short and popped to the second baseman. Hill gets the sign from his catcher Barnhart, and he's ready to go back to work. Now he rocks into the motion, and he kicks and he delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is grounded to the right side of the infield. Scope fields it. He throws to first, and he's going to nail the speedy Rosario on a ground out, 4-3 for the 3rd out of the inning, and is going to do it here for the Guardians in their half of the 6th. They had no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 5.5 innings in Detroit. It is the Detroit Tigers 2, the Cleveland Guardians 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the bottom of the 6th inning after this when we return. Glad you guys are with us here today. Here's one of our Did You Knows that's going to feature Cleveland Guardian Josh Naylor. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the Heart of the Tiger batting order coming up to face Zach Plesac. That means it's going to be Miguel Cabrera, Jamar Candelario, and Robbie Grossman, the 4, 5, and 6 hitters in the Tiger batting order. It is Independence Day across the United States, and the stars and stripes are everywhere. The first pitch is a breaking ball delivered to Cabrera. It's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Not sure, but it sure looks like it could be the end of the rope there for Garrett Hill. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Cabrera. A fine pitching performance by the young right-hander today as he shares a few words with his teammate Bo Brisky in the dugout. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Cabrera. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Garrett Hill really locked in the zone today. Only 1 mistake to Josh Naylor. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 3-1. He definitely was on song for sure and in tune with his stuff. Good mix of fastballs, changeups, and breaking balls. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to short. Fielded by Rosario. He throws to first, and Cabrera has gone on a ground out, 6-3 for the first out here in the 6th inning. That is going to bring up the third baseman, Jmar Candelario. This is the first of a doubleheader in Detroit today. This game is moving along quickly. Thus far, the Tigers got both of their runs in the bottom of the 1st inning. The Guardians got their run on a solo shot by Naylor back in the 4th inning. That is pretty much where we stand right now. So Candelario steps to the plate, and the first offering from Plesac is swung on. It is grounded over to first. They're going to make the play, and that is going to retire Candelario. And he is gone for out number 1. So Candelario retired. 1 up and 1 away. That's a ground out to Naylor over to the pitcher, Plesac covering. So it's going to go down as a ground out, 3-1 in the books. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to bring up Robbie Grossman. For Grossman, he is 0 for 2. He has struck out and flown out to left field in his 2 trips to the plate. His batting average has dipped to 209 on the season. Here's the first offering from Plesac. It is a fastball that is taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Cody Clemens is waiting his turn on deck, and Jonathan Scope is in the hole. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. Should that Grossman find a way to get on base here? So 1 ball and 1 strike to Grossman. Plesac holds at the belt, and now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. By the looks of it, it is going to be a pitching change for the Tigers, as it looks like Hill's day will be done. There's a fastball that misses off the outside corner, and the count goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Tigers have done this a couple of times with 2 out, where they've ended up with runners on or been able to get on base against Plesac. They did it in the 4th inning. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes full to Grossman. They ended up putting runners on the corners with 2 away. They had a 2-out single by Scope back in the 2nd inning. They can't seem to drive anybody in with those 2 outs, though. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. That's going to be ball 4, as Grossman's going to get himself a 2-out walk. That's going to bring up the first baseman, Cody Clemens. For Clemens, he is 1 for 2 today. He singled back in the 4th inning, and he's grounded to second. So 1 for 2 on the afternoon. So Clemens digs himself in, ready to face the first offering from Plesac, and there's a fastball taken for a called strike at the knees. The count is quickly 0-1 to Clemens. So no balls and 1 strike to Cody Clemens. Plesac comes set, and now he fires over to first base, and diving back in time is the runner Grossman. Grossman is a threat to steal. He's only got a couple of stolen bases this year, but last year he stole 20 bags. We've got to keep our eye on him. Here comes the 0-1 offering. And Plesac kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes even to Clemens at 1-1. In some ways, I'm not sure this is the best position to try to steal Grossman over. He gets thrown out, then it's Clemens leading off the inning with the bottom third. That being said, then if you steal him, you've got him in scoring position with a chance to score on a base hit. There's a fastball swung on. And this ball is taken on a hop by the first baseman, Naylor. He steps on the bag, and that is going to do it. That's going to go down as a ground out to 3 for the third out of the inning. That'll retire Cody Clemens. But there was no runs in the inning. There were no hits. There were no errors and 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 6 complete in Detroit. It is the Detroit Tigers 2, the Cleveland Guardians 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back at the call. The top of the 7th inning in just a few minutes. We're glad you guys are with us listening to this one. Hold tight. We'll be right back.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Be sure after the game to check out Matt Hollis and another Hollis build, supporter of our channel, and in turn, we like to support him. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment. The call at the top of the 7th inning.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shit tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna...
Welcome back, everybody. The rookie right-hander Garrett Hill, his day is done, and it is going to be Andrew Chafin on in relief. 6 innings for the rookie right-hander, 2 hits, 1 run earned. It was the home run by Josh Naylor. He walked 1 and struck out 3 in his big league debut. So he gets the rest of the day off and the best seats in the house as Andrew Chafin is now on in relief. For Chafin, the lefty, he is on the season for the Tigers. The 32-year-old is 0-1. He's got 20. This is going to be his 28th appearance of the year. He's worked 22 and a third innings. He's allowed 17 hits, 8 runs, 7 of which have been earned. He's walked 6 and struck out 29. He is on in relief. He's got a 2.82 earned run average. A former first-round pick by the Diamondbacks back in the 2011 draft out of Kent State University in Ohio. So he takes over here, and the first offering to Ramirez is a fastball that misses off the outside corner, and the count is 1-0. It'll be Jose Ramirez, Josh Naylor, and Franmil Reyes to face the lefty Chafin here in the 7th. It's the first time today that Ramirez has been turned around batting from the right side, and there's a fastball that Ramirez checks his swing on, and the first base umpire said he went. The count now goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. The first base umpire made that call was Adam Beck. It's been pretty quiet today down for Beck, and there's a breaking ball swung on and lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats down the right field line, and the count is now 1-2 to Ramirez. The bats have been cold through the first 6 innings for the Guardians, only 2 hits. Tigers on the flip side have 6 themselves. Both of these teams being able to string them together would be the challenge in this one. Only 1 walk allowed by Hill today, so only 3 base runners. There was a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is now 2-2 on Ramirez. Quality start in your first big league opportunity. A lot to talk about there around the family dinner table. as both his mom and dad are in town in Detroit to watch his big league debut. Here's the 2-2 offering now from Chafin. There is a breaking ball, swung on and missed. Barnhart fields it, he applies the tag. And that is going to retire Ramirez on strikes for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up Josh Naylor. It was a good stop by Barnhart, who had to go down and block the pitch. And he gets up and applies the tag on Ramirez. So Naylor today is 1 for 2. He homered and struck out in his 2 trips to the plate. And now he's going to get the first offering from the left-hander Chafin, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Naylor is hitting .276 on the campaign. He's home run the last time up is his 11th of the season. To go with 43 runs batted in. And here's the pitch from Chafin. It is a fastball that misses down in the dirt. The count is now 1-1. Just a reminder, we are going to be back on the airwaves later today at 7:20 Eastern or 4:20 Pacific. It'll be Cardinals and Braves. Hopefully you can join us for that. We'll be happy to bring you that one. It is 4th of July, holiday, Independence Day across all the United States, and the festivities are abound for most. There is a fastball swung on it. It's tapped slowly on the first base side, but it's going to roll foul. That's going to run the count to 1-2 on Naylor. So lots of activities around the United States celebrating Independence Day. There are parades and different events going on in cities all around. So here comes the 1-2 offering to Naylor. Chafin now gets the ball. He rubs it up and he's ready to go to work. Here comes the pitch as he gets the sign from Barnhart. He holds set at the belt. And he kicks and he fires. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. It is ripped down the first base line. It's going to reach the seats. And the count goes, or is going to stay at 1-2 to Naylor. Franmil Reyes is waiting his turn on deck, as he will follow Naylor here in the inning. The Tigers have the infield to the right side of the infield. 3 defenders. Jamar Candelario is in the traditional shortstop spot. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Naylor. It was a very warm day in the Motor City. 89 degrees at first pitch, and the temperature is only supposed to go in one direction, and that is warmer. There's the offering from Chafin. It is a breaking ball that just misses off the outside corner, and that's going to run the count full to Naylor. So quite the battle brewing here between Naylor and Chafin, as this is going to be the 7th pitch now of the at-bat. Naylor, as he steps away, is rubbing his back. Terry Francona has come out to see him. He's grimacing in pain. He feels like it's in the lower right side of his back. I would say below the kidney. I wonder if he's pulled a muscle here. He's grimacing in pain. The trainer is out and he's rubbing him. We're going to see what's going to happen here, if he's going to be able to finish the at-bat. And he says he's going to be all right. He's going to gut it through. We're going to find out what happens here on the swing. I wonder if it was a muscle spasm. He's getting himself a little bit of extra movement. It is a hot day in Detroit, as we said. Some of these players, maybe hydration could be an issue. This is usually Josh Naylor's time. He is hitting .344 with 5 homers and 19 RBIs with the 7th inning or later in ball games. His late inning dramatics have been massive. So here comes the 3-2 offering from Chafin, who kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that misses down and away. Naylor is aboard with a walk. He is still reaching for his backside. It's going to be interesting to see if they're going to keep him in the game or not. The way he has been moving, I'm curious to see if this day will be done. We're keeping an eye right now on him here, if they're going to run for him. And they have asked for time. He's still walking it off. Sandy Alomar is the first base coach for the... And they're pointing over to the dugout. I think Naylor's done for the day. And that's exactly it. He is coming out of the ball game. We're going to have a pinch runner for him. He looks like he's taken himself out of the game. He can't continue. Terry Francona comes out to greet him. He's going to go right down into the trainer's room as they're going to go and take a look at him. So you wonder if it's a muscle pull. And it looks like that's Owen Miller that's coming in to run. And most likely he will go in and play first base. So Owen Miller in the ball game as Naylor's day is done. And that is going to bring Franmil Reyes to the plate with one out and the runner at first. And Andrew Chafin ready to offer his first pitch to the right-hander. And there's a fastball that catches the outside corner. It's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Reyes sure didn't like the call of that pitch, and as we get a look at it on the replay quickly, can understand why. So no balls and one strike. So Reyes waiting on the offering from the lefty Chafin, who flips it over to first base. He gives a lollipop toss over to keep Miller in check. So no balls and one strike to Franmil Reyes. And here's the offering from Chafin. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And the count is 0-2. That pitch was about 5 or 6 inches off the plate, and Reyes went fishing for it. Well, he might have to do that again because the home plate umpire called that pitch as a strike on the first pitch. So here we go. They're setting up outside. Here's the 0-2. It's a fastball swung on. It's grounded softly over to second. They flip it to Baez, covering for one, back to first. It's a Tiger double play. That's going to go down as a 4-6-3 double play to end the inning for the Guardians, as Miller is erased as the pinch runner at second. So there was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 7th inning. It is the Detroit Tigers 2, the Cleveland Guardians 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call, the bottom of the 7th inning, after this when we return. Thanks for being here with us. Here is our friend Dave.
Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave's Zero Thought Sports Cards. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPC baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you, Steve, and your support of our channel. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call of the bottom of the 7th inning. 2-1 for the Tigers over the Guardians. We'll be right back after this. Hang tight. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of this seventh inning. It is going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters in the Tiger batting order to face, well, supposed to be facing Zach Plesac, but it looks like we are going to have a pitching change on our hands, as it is going to be the left-hander Sam Hentges now coming into the ball game. There is a defensive switch as Owen Miller, who came into pinch run for Josh Naylor, is going to stay in the game. So both the starters are now done for the day. Plesac is out and Sam Hentges is in. So he is taking over here in the seventh inning. Hentges is a big left-hander, and he's got a funky delivery that will keep the Tiger hitters off balance. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Scope. Hentges is working in his 28th game this season. He's got 28 innings under his belt. And here comes the offering to Scope. It is a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. So Scope digs in, waiting on the offering from the left-hander Hentges, who holds at the belt. And now he kicks and fires. It is a fastball at 95 that misses off the plate. The count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. The big left-hander, we saw him pitch against the Twins last week. In his second season with the Guardians at the big league level, there's a fastball swung, lifted in the right center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. That's going to be the 3rd hit of the ball game for Jonathan Scope. He is 3 for 3 today. Another good, decent piece of hitting. He was able to just fight that one off at 96 and be able to get it into right center field. And so he is aboard here with nobody out, and that'll bring up the catcher, Tucker Barnhart. There is action in the Tiger bullpen as Michael Fulmer is up and throwing. So 2 wins and no losses for Hentges on the year. As we said, he's worked 28 innings in 27 games. He's allowed 18 hits. I make it 19 now. But the impressive piece is he's struck out 32 in that 28 innings of work. Here comes the pitch, and squaring to bunt is Barnhart. He takes a fastball inside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. So Barnhart looking to play a little small ball here. We'll see if he is going to get her down early or often. Sometimes here you'll see the players, they break late. And here comes the pitch. Barnhart again squares the bunt, and that is a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-0. So 2-0 to Barnhart. We'll be keeping our eye on the bench to see if the Tigers are going to look to their bench, as they've got Spencer Torkelson did not get the start today. Eric Haas did not either. And here's the offering. It is a fastball that's called a strike, and the count is 2-1. That pitch caught the upper part of the strike zone. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is to Tucker Barnhart. You got to wonder if Torkelson will get a bat here at some point, because they're going over the scouting reports with him. There's a fastball that misses down. Off to the races goes Scope. He slides headfirst into second base. He is safe. And now it's going to be the second baseman Jimenez was covering, but they are going to be able to get him in there as he is called safe. Jimenez thought maybe he may have missed it. Jimenez tried to reach the base. As he applied the tag on Scope, he tried to ride him off of the bag, but to no avail. Scope, by literally his fingertips, has got himself a stolen base. That's the 2nd of the season for Scope. That runs the count to 3-1 on Barnhart, as the pitch was a ball to Barnhart. So here's the 3-1 offering. It is a fastball that misses upstairs for ball 4. And Barnhart is aboard with a walk, and that's going to put runners at first and second. That is going to bring Riley Green to the plate. And it's also going to bring the catcher Luke Maley out to the mound to have a word with his tall lefty. So Scope is at second. Barnhart is at first. The Tigers are looking to pad their lead as Riley Green steps to the plate. They do have a right-hander up and throwing in the Cleveland bullpen, it is James Karinchak. Be interesting to see how Karinchak does. They were saying that one of the things that happened when the pine tar was taken out, Karinchak, his numbers really dropped off. He was one of the ones that had suffered from that stuff. The first pitch delivered to Riley Green's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So here comes the 0-1 offering to Green. Hentges delivers. It's a breaking ball that drops in again, and the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Riley Green. Green waggles the bat. And now he is ready to face the 0-2 pitch from Hentges. And here's the offering. It is a fastball swung on and grounded foul over on the third base side. The count remains at 0-2. So left-hander against the left-hander. The Tigers center fielder, rookie center fielder, getting an opportunity to show his wares against the hard-throwing lefty of the Cleveland Guardians. They have the switch-hitting Willie Castro on deck and then Javi Baez in the hole. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses inside. And the count is now 1-2. That backs Green off the plate. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Riley Green. So holding at the belt is Hentges. He checks Scope, who's bouncing around at second. And there is a fastball swung on. It is lifted into deep center field. Racing back on it is Miles Straw. He makes the catch, tagging at second. And on his way to third is Scope. So that's going to be a fly ball to center field for Green. He's gone for the first out of the inning, and Scope has advanced over to third. And that is going to bring up the right fielder, Willie Castro. For Castro on the day, he singled twice in the first and in the third innings. He's flown out to left field. He's 2 for 3. He also scored a run back in the first inning. He has the go-ahead run for the Tigers. His average is at 269. He's got 2 homers and 14 RBIs on the campaign. This is going to be the first time today he's hitting from the right side. So the runner at third is Scope. The runner at first is Barnhart. The worst possible thing would be to ground into a double play here to end the inning. Here comes the first pitch. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Castro. Castro will be followed by the shortstop, Javi Baez. So Hentges comes set at the belt. And now he kicks and fires. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is popped up just behind second base. Moving back as the shortstop, Rosario. He makes the catch, and that is going to retire Castro for the second out of the inning. That is going to bring up Javi Baez. Well, we said the worst thing he could have done was ground into a double play, but the pop-up or a strikeout is probably the next worst thing he could have done. Willie Castro fails in an opportunity, and that's going to bring Terry Francona out of the dugout. And that is probably going to be the end of the day for Sam Hentges, as we are going to see a bullpen maneuver here as James Karinchak was warming up. And most likely going to get it in, and Francona takes the ball from his big lefty. We're going to have ourselves a little break here, everybody. It is a pitching change in the Motor City. James Karinchak coming in. And the day for Sam Hentges is done. Hold tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments.
Hello, friends. Steve coming back at you, a clean-shaven Steve. Thank you for watching Last Reps Baseball. And please continue to support my channel among others, like Another Hollis Build. Awesome commercial. And now I'll show you a few more things that we do have. We have toys, like this bobblehead Star Wars on wheels. We have Noids. We can't keep avoiding them forever. We do have Legos. Love my Legos. We have Origami Folder. Check him out. He's new into this, getting started, has good following already. We have Red Beard Breaks. And we also have these things that, in a pinch, will tell you what your temperature is. So, if you like all of this, and if you like Last Raps Baseball, join all of us. We'd love to have you. And I know you would enjoy us. Thank you, peace, good night, and cheers.
Welcome back, everybody. It is James Karinchak coming into the ballgame. He's going to be making his season debut for the Guardians. Last year, he was 7-4. He appeared in 60 ball games for the Guardians. He had worked 55 and a third innings, allowed 35 hits, 27 runs, 25 of them were earned. He'd walked 32 and struck out 78. He also had 11 saves for the Guardians. But as we mentioned, he really seemed to struggle when they had the crackdown on the pine tar. That sort of derailed him a little bit for another successful season last year with the Guardians. This is his fourth season in a big league uniform for the Guardians. And he is going to be taking over to face Javi Baez here in the seventh. And the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses down and away. And the count is 1-0 to Baez. Baez today is 0 for 3. He has struck out twice and grounded the first in his 3 trips to the plate. All 3 of those trips were against the starter Garrett Hill. Or check that, against the starter Zach Plesac. Garrett Hill, of course, is with the Tigers. So here's the offering from Karinchak. It is a breaking ball. Swung on it. Is going to be looped over the head of the second baseman. It's going to get down for a single into right center field. And Baez has just driven himself in a run. The Tigers have extended their lead to 3-1, so he gets a single and an RBI. And it is going to score Scope, and it's going to move Barnhart over to second. And that is going to put the runners at first and second with a run on the board, and that'll bring up Miguel Cabrera to the plate. So for Cabrera, he is 1 for 3 on the day. He's got himself a couple RBIs. And now here he goes back to work. And the first offering to Cabrera is a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. The Tigers now enjoy a 2-run cushion. They've got their veteran bat at the plate looking to extend the lead with 2 out here. Cabrera waggles the bat. Karinchak checks the runner. Barnhart at second. He holds set at the belt, and he kicks and delivers. There is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 2-0. You don't see too many players with the old-fashioned stirrups. Karinchak's pants are not quite the longest, and he's got the stirrups going on as well underneath. Here comes the 2-0 offering. Karinchak checks the runner. Barnhart at second. Now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is driven down the right field line. If it stays fair, it's trouble. It's in the corner, but it is just going to bounce foul. And that is just a long strike for Cabrera. He missed it by only inches. I would have definitely got 1 run in it. Maybe would have got Baez in all the way from first. It's going to run the count now to 2 balls and 1 strike. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Cabrera. They're playing Cabrera pretty much straight away. They are shading him with the right fielder toward the right field line, but the infield is playing him straight up. The left and center field has got him straight up. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. It's going to run the count now to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Cabrera. The runner at second is Barnhart. The runner at first is Baez. Karinchak is in the ballgame here in replacement of San Hentges. He checks Barnhart at second. Checks him again, and now he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that misses way outside. The count is now 3-2. The pitcher, Karinchak, is sporting the number 99. When I see 99 on a Cleveland player, I think of the Wild Thing, of course, from the movie Major League. He did wear number 70 back in the 2019 and 20 seasons, but he changed over to 99, and there's a breaking ball that misses down. They appeal down to the first base umpire, and they say Cabrera didn't go, and that's going to be ball 4. It's going to load the bases full of Tigers. That is going to bring up the switch-hitting third baseman, Jmar Candelario, and it's also going to bring a visit out to the mound from the pitching coach. As Karinchak says he's come into the ball game, has allowed a base hit and now a walk, and that will bring Jmar Candelario to the dish. So Luke Maile out to the mound to join in the conference with the pitching coach. So Candelario is going to be hitting from the left side. He is 0 for 3 today. He has bounced into a fielder's choice. He lined to second and he grounded out to first his last time up. Candelario was erased in the first inning on a caught stealing when he was thrown out trying to steal. He is a pretty productive player with the bases loaded. He doesn't have any grand slams, but he's a career .342 hitter when the bases are full. So Candelario steps into the batter's box and he's ready to go to work against the right-hander Karinchak. And now Karinchak steps off the mound and he wants to go through this again. He's having a hard time with his buzzer that he's got in his headpiece. The catcher, Luke Maile, and the pitcher, they've got that buzzer system. So here we go. Here comes the pitch now from Karinchak as he comes set at the belt. And now he kicks and he fires it. Candelario checks a swing at a breaking ball, and it's ruled a strike, and the count is 0-1. Pitch was down in the dirt. Candelario offered at it. Makes you wonder on that particular one if Candelario was just guessing, anticipating maybe fastball, got a little over-exuberant. So the bases are full of Tigers. There's 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. There's already 1 run on the board. Here comes the offering now to Candelario. Karinchak kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball, swung on and missed. Karinchak sprints in as the ball squirts away from Maile. You got to be careful with the base runners, but the one that you're most dangerous right now is the runner at second, which is Baez. Barnhart does move fairly well for a catcher, but doesn't move well enough. There is action in the Tiger bullpen as Michael Fulmer is up and now Will Vest has joined him in throwing. So no balls and 2 strikes to Candelario, and now Candelario asks for time. The Guardians pitcher is certainly making the Tigers wait here as he's struggling getting these signs from his catcher. So here comes the pitch to Candelario. It's a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count remains, or is now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Candelario. Our friend the hobbyist has popped in, and you wanted to know the score. The score is 2-1 here for the Tigers. Actually, it's now 3-1 in the bottom of the 7th. We'll add that extra run at the end of the half inning as they've cashed in here. 3-1 for the Tigers. The bases are loaded with 2 outs. As the right-hander Karinchak is trying to put away the Tigers here in the 7th inning. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is to Candelario. Karinchak gets his sign from his catcher, and now he's ready to go back to action. And he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that's down in the dirt. Again, it squirts away from the catcher, Maile. Thought that pitch may have hit Candelario, but he didn't particularly move. It was a ball buried in the back foot. It has been a steady diet of breaking balls from Karinchak. That's all he has thrown to Candelario here. It's now going to even the count at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Candelario. Karinchak kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And Candelario goes down on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning. The Tigers, they get a run. They got 1 run from Jonathan Scope. There was a couple of hits. There were no errors, and there were 3 runners left on base. We are now through 7 complete. It is the Tigers 3, the Guardians 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the top of the 8th inning in just a couple moments. Will it be Will Vest or will it be Michael Fulmer? We'll see in a couple moments as both are heating in the Tigers bullpen. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back after this.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. It's Dave's Zero Thought Sports Cards. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the 8th inning, and that means it's going to be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the Cleveland batting order to come on to face. We're going to see which pitching change the Tigers are going with here once we get confirmation. It probably looks like Andrew Chafin's day is done. It'll be Andreas Jimenez, Gabriel Arias, and Luke Maley to come to bat. And we are just waiting for the confirmation here of the pitching change. Indeed, and it is still going to be Andrew Chafin on the mound. They're going to keep the lefty out there as he did pitch the 7th inning. So he's going to be facing Jimenez, Arias, and then Maley here in the 8th. So Chafin on for his 2nd inning of work, or to begin his 2nd inning of work to face the Guardians. Didn't necessarily see that coming. There is a one and done type of thing for the Tigers. So here comes Jimenez to the plate. He is 0 for 2 today. He has struck out and popped out to the first baseman in his 2 trips to the dish. He waggles the bat. And now he's ready on the first offering from Chafin. It's a bunt. It's not a good one. It's right back to the pitcher. Chafin fields it. He throws to first. And that is going to erase Jimenez on a ground out 1-3. So just like that, 1 pitch and 1 away, and that brings the manager, A.J. Hinch, out of the dugout. That looks like it's going to be it for the left-hander Chafin. So he comes out, he hands him the base balls. It looks like he's got 2 of them. And that is going to bring in Michael Fulmer out of the bullpen. So Chafin does his job. He retires the first batter and only batter he faces in the 8th inning after retiring the side in the 7th. We do have a pitching change in Detroit. Everybody stick around. We'll be back in just a couple moments. It is 3-1 Tigers. We're in the top of the 8th inning. Hold tight. Welcome back, everybody. We have a pitching change in Detroit. Michael Fulmer is coming on in relief. The former 2016 Rookie of the Year winner and one-time All-Star is on in relief. This is going to be his 30th appearance of the season for the Tigers, all out of the bullpen. He has 29 and a third innings worked. He's allowed 16 hits, 8 runs, 7 of which have been earned. He has walked 14 and struck out 29. And he's got an ERA of 2.15. He missed the entire 2019 season with Tommy John surgery. In 2020, when he came back, he struggled a little bit to find his groove last year. He started 4 games for the Tigers, but He was fairly effective out of the bullpen last year, recording 14 saves at an ERA of 2.97. And the Tiger right-hander is now into work for the 30th time of the year. So he's completed his warm-up tosses. Scheduled to come to bat is Gabriel Arias. And then Luke Maley is the 7 and 8 hitters in the batting order. So that is where we stand right now. So Arias steps to the plate. He is batting 111 on the season. And here comes the first offering from Fulmer. That is a breaking ball that is delivered and drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Fulmer gets his sign from his catcher Barnhart, and he goes back to work. And he delivers a fastball that misses off the outside corner, and the count goes to 1-1. We do want to acknowledge one of our other followers that's popped in here, CV Baseball Card Collector. We appreciate you for stopping by. Here comes the 1-1 now from Fulmer. That is a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is now 1-2 to Arias. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. I'm curious right now if Fulmer comes with a 2-seam fastball under the hands here as he's worked away with the first 3 pitches. But nope, they've set him up away. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Arias has gone on strikes for the second out of the inning. So 2 up and 2 away, and that's going to leave it up to the catcher, Luke Maley. For Maley on the ball game today, he is officially 0 for 2. He's struck out and grounded out to second. So there's 2 away here in the top of the 8th inning. It looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter for Maley. It's going to be Richie Palacios. So Maley's day is done. Palacios comes up to bat with a 253 average. And here's the first pitch to Palacios. It's a fastball swung on. It is popped up on the right side of the infield. Camping out underneath it is Scope. He makes the catch and puts it away. And Richie Palacios is gone for the 3rd out of the inning. And that is going to do it here for the Guardians in their half of the 8th inning. They go quietly with no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now through 7.5 innings. It is the Tigers 3, the Guardians 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call of the bottom of the 8th inning when we return. 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the order coming up for the Tigers. We'll be right back after this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Appreciate you there, Matt. We are moving to the bottom of the 8th inning. It is going to be Robbie Grossman, Cody Clemens, and Jonathan Scope to face the right-handed pitcher James Karinchak. At least that's who is scheduled. We're just going to follow that back up. It is Karinchak still in, and Sandy Leon is the new catcher as he is going to take over here for the Guardians in the bottom of the 8th inning. The first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Grossman. Karinchak back in now for his second inning of work. The run in the last inning was charged to Sam Hentges. As Hentges had faced the first 4 batters, allowed a couple to get on base, and he retired 2. And then a base hit RBI by Baez, walked to Cabrera before retiring. Jamar Candelario is where that stood for Karinchak. There's a breaking ball that catches the lower part of the strike zone, and the count is now at 0-2 to Grossman. So no balls and 2 strikes. And here comes the pitch. It's a fastball that is swung on and fouled straight back, and the count remains at 0-2. He said that Garrett Hill became the first player in Detroit Tiger history to throw 6+ innings, allowing 2 or fewer hits in his MLB debut. That was pretty impressive. He was able to keep the Guardian hitters off balance today. So no balls and 2 strikes to Grossman. Karinchak holds at the belt. And now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-2. That pitch was spiked up to the plate. There is action in the Tigers bullpen as Gregory Soto is now up and throwing. One would have thought that the Tigers may have gone the distance and tried to finish this off with Michael Fulmer. As we do have a second game today, there's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. And Robbie Grossman looks at that one go by for out number 1 here in the 8th inning. That pitch there was a nasty breaking ball from Karinchak, and it stayed on the inside part of the plate. It was 12-6 for sure. Boy, that thing there and really locked up Grossman. He thought it was coming inside, but it didn't make that move. So he goes back in and he's talking to the hitting coaches and letting them know, hey, that's exactly where that was. Here comes the first baseman, Cody Clemens. The first pitch to Clemens is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Clemens is 1 for 3. He singled in the 4th inning tonight. He's also grounded to first and grounded to second. Here comes the 0-1 offering to Clemens. Karinchak delivers. It's a fastball at 95 miles an hour that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-1. Karinchak has thrown 20 pitches. He hasn't thrown many fastballs in those 20 pitches to Tiger hitters. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Karinchak holds at the belt. And here's the offering. It is a fastball at 95, swung on and missed by Clemens. The count is 1-2. When Jamar Candelario came to the bat, he threw him 4 straight breaking balls to start that at bat. Did not throw any heat whatsoever. But he has it in his arsenal. Here comes the 1-2 offering. He kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that misses down in the dirt. The count now goes to 2-2 on Clemens. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Cody Clemens. Once this game is over, we will wrap up the other games that are going on in Major League Baseball. And as a reminder, we will be back on again tonight at 7:20 Eastern or 4:20 Pacific. There's a breaking ball that just misses inside. The count is now 3-2 to Clemens. That was the same pitch that he delivered to Grossman to get him looking, but that pitch was just a little bit more inside part of the plate. Karinchak thought it was strike 3. He started to walk around as if he had struck out the hitter. So here comes the 3-2. There's a fastball swung on. It is lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats down the right field line. Checked out the left field line, and it's going to keep the count at 3-2. A young fella sporting a Casey Mize jersey comes away with the baseball. He's pretty happy about that. Probably the baseball is more important than the Mize jersey right now. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Clemens. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball taken for a called 3rd strike. Karinchak has struck out the first 2 batters of the inning looking. And that is going to bring up the second baseman, Jonathan Scope. For Scope, he is 3 for 3 today. He's got all 3 singles. He's also stolen a base. He scored a run in the 7th inning to put the Tigers up by 2. He's raised his season average up to 200 on the afternoon. So 3 for 3, a run and a stolen base today. Pretty productive for Jonathan Schoop. Here's the first pitch from Krenchuk. It's a breaking ball. Drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. The Tigers have got 8 hits today as a team. The Guardians only have 2. Here comes the offering. It is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is now 1-1 to Schoop. Schoop wangles the bat. He's waiting on the 1-1 offering from Krenchuk. And here comes the delivery. It's a fastball swung on. It is grounded through the 4-hole into right field. And Jonathan Schoop has got himself his 4th hit of the ball game. The Tigers were waiting for Schoop to start his bat to wake up this season, and it looks like it finally has with this ball game here today. He's got 4 hits now. The Tigers have 9 as a team, and Schoop has 4 of them, and out comes Terry Francona. By the looks of that walk, he has seen enough. It looks like we're going to be going back to the bullpen as they are going to be looking for a left-hander to come in to face Tucker Barnhart. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple minutes as we've got a pitching change yet again. I'm glad you guys are with us here today. Here is our friend Steve again.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Appreciate you there, Steve. We'll be back in just a couple moments as the Guardians are going to the bullpen. We'll get you all the information in just a couple moments. Hang tight. Welcome back, everybody. We have a pitching change. It is going to be Alex Young, a left-handed pitcher, coming in to face Tucker Barnhart. Alex Young is making his season debut. He was with the Guardians and the Diamondbacks last year. With the combined between the two teams, he had appeared in 40 ball games. He had a 2-6 record. He'd worked 52 innings, allowed 65 hits, 43 runs, 38 of which were earned. He'd walked 22 and struck out 43. Spent the first couple full seasons of his career with the Diamondback organization. He was 7-5 in the 2019 campaign. He had started 15 of 17 games. He found himself as a swingman in 2020, where he was 2-4. He'd started 7 and appeared in 15 games. And then, of course, he was with the Diamondbacks, and they flipped them over to the Guardians, and he is on now in relief. And the first pitch to Tucker Barnhart's a fastball that misses outside for a ball 1, and the count is 1-0. He was actually waived by the Diamondbacks, and he was signed on July 26th by the then Indians organization, or the Cleveland organization. So here's the 1-0 pitch to Barnhart. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is spanked down the left field line. It's in the corner. Digging around second, heading for third is Schoop. Quan has had a hard time picking it up. Here comes Schoop. He's going to score all the way from first base. It's going to turn out to be an RBI double for Barnhart. And Schoop is the 4th run of the ball game for the Tigers, as they have extended their lead to 4-1 here in the 8th inning. So Barnhart on the first pitch that he sees from Alex Young, it's a hard ground ball down the left field line past the diving Gabriel Arias. And Scope scores all the way from first base. That is going to bring up the top of the order, Riley Green. For Riley Green, he is 0 for 3 today. And the first pitch he sees is a breaking ball that he swings at and misses for strike one, and the count is 0-1. Riley Green walked and scored a run his first time up. So Green waggles the bat and waits on the offering, and there is a breaking ball that is swung on and missed. The count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes to Riley Green. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses outside, and the count is now 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Tigers now up 4-1 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The runner at second is Barnhart. Green at the plate, and here's the offering. It is a changeup that is swung on and missed. And Green has gone on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning. That is going to do it for the Tigers here in their half of the 8th, but they pick up another run. They had a run in the inning on 2 hits. There was no errors and 1 left the board. We're now moving to the top of the 9th inning. It is the Detroit Tigers 4, the Cleveland Guardians 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We appreciate y'all being here. Here is our friend Steve again.
Hey guys, and thank you, Freddie. Steve coming back at you. That's right, Steve Rademacher. I would like to thank each and every one of you that is tuned into my channel. And today, let's do a little shout out for some other great channels you should be watching. There is WVlogs 18. There's Big D's Sports and Collectibles. You all know another Hollis build. Why not Like Father, Like Son? That's a great duo that does some great stuff. It shows some great cards. And of course, the one and only Bud Stoney, creators of One of Ones, a creator of One of Ones, and they're all signed on the back. Bud Stoney, 1 of 1, like this beautiful Robin Yount that he made for me. He made me another Robin Yount, this time mini, and a Christian Yelich mini. Great cards, and he does more than cards. We have darts of Hulk Hogan and many other things. So give them a look-see and give me another look-see. Subscribers are always welcome, and back to Freddie.
Welcome back, everybody. The Tigers are going to the bullpen. They're bringing in their closer, Gregory Soto, as he is going to come in to look to finish this off. The big, hard-throwing lefty is on the season. This is going to be his 30th ball game that he's appeared in. He has 2-4 on the year. He has 15 saves. He has worked 28 innings. He's allowed 19 hits. He's given up 11 runs, 8 of which have been earned. He has walked 12 and struck out 29. He was the Tigers' representative in the All-Star game last year. We say the big fella because he's not particularly tall. There's a fastball at 100 miles an hour. Catches the outside corner, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Miles Straw. He is 6'1", but he is 234 pounds as they list him. There's a fastball at 99 that catches the inside corner, and the count is now 0-2 to Straw. But he is a big fella, as a solid package. If he didn't make it as a pro baseball player, you should probably introduce him to the Detroit Lions across the way because he is one solid package. So no balls and 2 strikes. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that is swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 0-2 to Straw. So 9-1-2 in the batting order to face Soto here. Straw, Kwan, and Rosario. And Soto is nasty. He can bring that ball up to 101 miles an hour. So no balls and 2 strikes. He comes set at the belt and he delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses up and away, and the count is now 1-2 to Straw. The Guardians are down to their final outs here as they're trailing the Tigers 4-1 in the top of the 9th inning here. The lefty Soto gets the sign from Barnhart, and he's ready to go back to action. And there's a pitch. It is a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Straw. Again, just a reminder, once this game is done, we'll give you all the roundup from Major League Baseball as we put this one to rest. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Soto holds at the belt, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball at 97 that misses off the outside corner, and the count is now 3-2 to Straw. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error for the Guardians, 4-10-0 for the Tigers. And 4 of those hits belong to Jonathan Scope today. So here comes the 3-2 offering now to Straw, and it is a fastball that misses outside. It gets all the way to the backstop. It's going to have to be retreated by Barnhart. That is a leadoff walk for Straw, and that's going to bring the top of the order, Stephen Kwan, to the plate. The one thing that is noticeable, or that we notice about Kwan, is that he is disciplined at the plate. Tigers right now the Tiger pitchers have only faced 2 batters over the minimum right now, as there was a double play earlier in the game that erased one of the runners that reached base. There's a first pitch fastball at 100 miles an hour taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Kwan. So no balls and 1 strike. Soto holds at the belt, and now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that just misses off the outside corner. And the count is 1-1. As we were saying before, Kwan is a very disciplined hitter. He's waiting on the 1-1 offering now from Soto. He does not swing at a lot of bad pitches, and he does swing at pitches. He usually makes contact. There's a fastball that misses inside. The count is now 2-1, which in today's game is a bit of an anomaly. Kwan waggles the bat, waiting on the offering here from Soto. Soto now comes set at the belt. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that is swung on and missed. Count is now 2-2. So something we were just talking about that Kwan doesn't swing and miss a lot at, he certainly did there. That was a fastball that was down and in on the inside part of the plate, and Kwan had swung right through it. So 2 balls and 2 strikes, and here's the pitch from Soto. It's a fastball at 100 miles an hour, swung on and grounded foul. Over on the first base side, it keeps the count at 2-2. Miles Straw, who runs really well at first base, is really of no interest to Soto. He hasn't really been paying much attention to him here, the lefty, as he establishes his lead at first, and here comes the offering. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. That's going to keep the count at 2-2 to Kwan. Already 13 pitches to the first 2 batters by Soto. He's really had to work. I kind of wondered why they would even maybe entertain bringing Soto in this situation. Fulmer had come in to retire the final 2 batters, maybe give him a 5-inning or a 5-out save. It's been done before by Hinch. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This is grounded foul. It's by the first base bag, and the count still remains at 2-2. It looks like that Kwan is going to go back and get some pine tar for the bat. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. The runner Straw is at first. There is nobody out here in the top of the ninth inning. The Tigers are 3 outs away from taking game one of this doubleheader against the Indians or against the Guardians. I knew we were going to do that eventually, slip it in there. It's still pretty tough. I know announcers and people around find it hard as well. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. This is now a 8-pitch at bat. And here comes the offering, number 9 to Kwan. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and Kwan has gone on strikes. Soto wins the battle for out number 1. And that is going to bring up the shortstop, Ahmed Rosario. For Rosario today, he is 0 for 3. He has popped to short, popped to second, and he is grounded to second. Rosario looking to find a way to get on base to extend the inning here for the Guardians. And if he can get on base, then it'll bring Jose Ramirez to the plate, the always dangerous Ramirez. The tying run is on deck. So here comes the first offering. Soto not necessarily working very quickly. He pitches and delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0 to Rosario. Soto has a unique pair of shoes. He's got his name on the first name on the right shoe. He's got his last name on the left shoe. Those are on the straps. There's a breaking ball that is waved at and missed, and the count is now 1 ball and 1 strike. Rosario would have been better off holding up on that pitch. He would have been at 2-0 on the backside of the shoes. He's got his numbers placed on there. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is chopped over to short. It is fielded. They're going to have to hurry to get him. And they throw in the only play is to first base. And they do get Rosario. Baez flashing the arm. It's a ground out 6-3. It's going to advance Straw over to second. They had no chance at getting the lead runner, as that is going to be a ground out over to the shortstop. Nice play by the first baseman Clemens to scoop the ball out of the dirt, as Rosario is gone for out number 2, and that's going to bring up Jose Ramirez. Ramirez on the afternoon is 0 for 3. He has popped to the third baseman. He is grounded out, and he has struck out. The first pitch is a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-0. The Tiger fans are now on their feet at Comerica Park. They're wanting to bring this one home. Soto checks the sign from his catcher, Barnhart. And now he comes set at the belt. He kicks and he fires. There's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes to Ramirez. He is a dangerous hitter with runners in scoring position. He's batting over 300. It's also reflective in his 63 runs batted in. There's a fastball that misses way outside. The count is now 3-0. Owen Miller waits his turn on deck. He had come in to replace Josh Naylor, as Naylor had left with an injury in his back. We're going to have to get an update on the in-between to see if that is muscular or if it is possibly a lower disc issue. Where he was grabbing it probably was his muscle, and there's a fastball that misses outside. And that is going to walk Ramirez. So 2 walks in the inning, and the tying run in Owen Miller is now coming to the plate. This is going to be Miller's first at bat. He came on as a pinch runner back in the 7th inning to replace Josh Naylor, as Naylor had checked his swing and then he tweaked his back. As we said, we didn't get an update on it. Not sure where the situation with Naylor is. But Miller has got a chance to keep it going here for the Guardians in their half of the 9th inning. He's hitting .241 on the season. He's got 4 homers and 33 RBIs. So the Guardians are down to their final out. The Tigers are looking to bring this one home. So Miller steps in at the plate. Soto ready to go to work. The Tiger fans are on their feet. They're cheering at Comerica. Soto gets the sign from his catcher Barnard. He checks the runner's straw at second, and he delivers a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Miller. Miller will be followed by Franmil Reyes, who could definitely turn this game over on one swing of the bat. So here's the offering to Miller. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. It's going to reach the seats down the first base line. The count is now 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Miller. This is the first of 2 games the Tigers and Guardians will play today on the Independence Day. Here comes the 1-1 offering. And Soto kicks and fires. It's a fastball swung on again. It's going to reach the seats down the first base line, and that's going to run the count to 1-2. Now the Guardians are down to their final strike. Soto gets himself a new baseball. He rubs it up. The Tiger fans are on their feet. They're cheering now, looking for their closer to finish the deal. Here comes the 1-2 offering to Owen Miller. And now Soto steps off the backside of the rubber. He adjusts his cap. He's enjoying the moment for sure. And now he wants the signs to be recycled by Tucker Barnhart. And here comes the offering. He holds at the belt, and now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball. It is a check swing swung on. It is grounded to first. Clemens fields it. He steps on the bag, and that is going to do it for the Tigers here in the ninth, or the Guardians here in the 9th inning. The Tigers have put it away. There was no runs in the inning. There were no hits, no errors, and 2 runners left aboard. Your final score from Comerica, it is the Detroit Tigers 4, the Guardians 1. Stick around, everybody. We're going to wrap this up in just a couple minutes. When we come back here, we thank you all for stopping in with us today. We're going to do a quick recap of all the games, and then we'll call it an afternoon before we come back and see you again a little later. Hang tight, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. It's Dave's 0 O'Clock Sports Cards. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Welcome back, everybody. We'll take a quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard, and then we'll wrap this baby up. The only final right now in the major leagues, it is the Marlins knocked off the Nationals in 10 innings, 3-2. 3-10-0 for the Marlins, 2-8-0 for the Nationals. Yacobonis gets the win in relief. It was his first of the year. He goes to 1-1. Rainey takes the loss for the Nats. He's 1-3. And Floro gets his second save of the season for the Marlins. Again, your final 3-2 for the Marlins. In Baltimore, the Texas Rangers have a 6-5 lead over the Orioles. That's in the top of the 9th inning. 6-9-2 for the Rangers, 5-9-0 for the Orioles. The Rangers are batting in the top of the 9th, and there is nobody out as Corey Seager is leading off the inning. In the bottom of the 8th inning, the Red Sox have a 2-0 lead over the Tampa Bay Rays. 2-8-1 for the Red Sox, 0-2-0 for the Rays. The Red Sox have a leadoff runner at first, and JD Martinez coming to the plate. Again, your score is 2-0 for the Red Sox. The Tigers and the Guardians in Detroit, the story was the starter rookie right-hander Garrett Hill. He went 6 innings today, only allowing 2 hits. 1 run, a homer by Josh Naylor was his only blemish, and he walked 1 hitter and struck out 3. He gets the win. He goes to 1-0. Zach Plesac takes the loss. He drops to 2-6. Gregory Soto got his 16th save. The runs were in the first inning by the Tigers. The Tigers got it going in the bottom of the first. A walk to Riley Green, then a single by Willie Castro. And with 1 out, Miguel Cabrera had a 2-run RBI single, but the Tigers up 2-0. The Guardians got one back in the 4th inning. It was a solo shot by Miller. off of the young rookie right-hander Hill that cut the lead to 2-1. Tigers added to their lead in the 7th inning. A leadoff single by Jonathan Scope. He stole second, and then a walk to Tucker Barnhart put runners at first and second. And then with 2 out, Javi Baez came up and hit a single to center, knocking in Scope, and that increased the lead to 3-1. In the 8th inning, the Tigers, after the first 2 went out, Jonathan Scope led off with a single. Barnhart doubled him home, and that increased the lead to 4-1. And that was where it stood. The final score, Detroit 4, the Guardians 1. Once again, everybody, we will be back on the airwaves again later today. We are going to do the Cardinals and the Braves. That's going to be at 4:20 Pacific or 7:20 on the East Coast. We hope you guys can come on in and join us. Once again, your final score from Comerica Park in Detroit. It is the Detroit Tigers 4, the Cleveland Guardians 1. We appreciate you all being here, everybody. Come on back and see us again later. Have a great afternoon, everyone. We'll see you again.